What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant back again. And before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section, as I'm always intrigued to know what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and gentlemen, we have just concluded the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles matchup, and it was a good one. It was a thriller, man. As y'all can see, I am a Packers fan. I bleed green and gold. So this game, I was very invested in. Being our first game back this season. Also, just the moves that we made on our offense as well. I was very invested and very excited about this NFL season, but it ultimately ended in a loss as the Green Bay Packers lost 29-34 to the Philadelphia Eagles. But if there's a such thing as a good loss, I can definitely say this is one of those. Um, as our offense showed up, our defense showed up. Everybody was doing their things for the most part, but there's only one winner in the game. So at the end of the day, the better team was the Eagles tonight. But I'm not mad at the effort of my Green Bay Packers, if that makes sense. Top of the evening. I haven't seen any updates just yet, but Jordan Love suffered an injury with about 5 seconds left in the game. And it was the last one of those kind of situations where you're on your last drive, you playing for the win. Of course, we needed a score as we were down 5 points. And then just unfortunately, he was trying to stop from taking a sack. When he was sacked, on the play, he was trying to prevent a sack. End up, doing a little bit too much. Got his body contorted. His leg was stuck under him, and he, had a bit of a scare. He was and it seemed like he was in a lot of pain initially, but he was able to get up, walk off the field, with some assistance, of course, but didn't look like there was anything crazy. Before the game ended, they actually panned the camera over to him once more, and he was walking around on his own. But throughout the night, they kept, massaging his calf. I believe it was his left. I can't recall if it was left or the right calf, but I hope that Jordan Love isn't dealing with some kind of lingering injury. I hope that isn't going to be an issue for us all season long. And I hope the young man doesn't miss time as well. But as soon as I get some updates, y'all know, I'm going to let y'all know. But just a great game overall. Two players that I was really keeping an eye out for tonight was Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs as they were making their debuts on their respective teams. What's good? Flo says, shout out to the Bottom Line Sports. I tried to tell you, I'm glad he seems to be okay. Yeah. Now, maybe I'm a rebuke that hot take Jake. Hot take Jake's good luck for us. Because that was, again, I'm not mad at how we lost. I'm just mad that we lost, but yeah, I'm hoping Jordan Love is okay. But two guys I was watching for this evening, especially, was Josh Jacobs, our new running back over in Green Bay, and also Saquon Barkley making his Philadelphia Eagles debut. Both these guys had impressive outings. I want to say that Saquon, I think that he's always been a great running back, excuse me. He was doing amazing things in New York when literally he was the only thing that, the only bright spot of the New York Giants franchise. He was able to do some magnificent things over there, and I just kind of always had the feeling if Saquon was on a good team, then he would be able to look just as good as the Christian McCaffreys, if you will. I think Saquon is in that box. Because he's able to play both, in the passing field, and also he's a very lethal rusher as well. What's up, Goons? Did you see the game, brother? Was you able to catch the game? It was a good one. Just pulling up. Of course, we lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. I say we because I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. 34-29, but it was a great game. It was a really, really good game, man. Ken said Packers by 14. Jinx. Almost, man. Almost. I didn't think we would win by 14. At the best, the largest margin, I figured it'd be a 10-point game, but always had it, always had it within a 10-point margin, at least one score. Gonna say shout out to the Bottom Line Sports. Salute. What happened to Jordan Love? So he was on. It was our last drive, goons, and we was going for the excuse me. We were down 5, so of course we needed to go for the score. So time was ticking away. Jordan Love was trying to prevent being sacked. And in doing so, 2 Philadelphia Eagles defenders kind of collapsed on him. His leg was underneath him, not just himself, but underneath the 2 defenders as well. So I just think it was a stinger. He was able to be assisted off the field. And then before the game ended, the camera panned his way as well and showed him that he was walking on his own power. So hopefully it's no lingering injuries for us. We all know that the Packers had a very, a good season last season, at least the second half of it anyway. So much so that a lot of folks had a lot of high hopes for them this year, including me. We got one of the youngest teams, if not the youngest team in the NFL. So, I hate for injuries to derail such young talent, especially Jordan Love. No Canteens jinx. Not you. What you mean? I don't really understand the comment. I'm sorry, Flo. No Canteens jinx, not you. I'm I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong. And I'm one of them horrible people that if you text me, man, I might read it wrong. Me and my wife have that discussion all the time. But anyway, just moving on to the game. So Jordan Love, he got his legs kind of caught up under him. But again, at the end of the game, at the end, before the whole show wrapped up, they showed him walking on his own power. So again, hopefully it's just a stinger. Hopefully it's nothing that's lingering or nothing permanent. Again, of course, that's me being biased. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. But let's look over some of these scores. He picked Packers by 14. I mean, that's not a bad pick. Just because somebody pick your team, Flo, don't make it a jinx. And I understand, Canteen ain't always right. But everybody right at least once. So if it would have been 14, up by 14, I would have taken that versus us losing by 14, if you will. And so I ain't mad at that, man. But I kind of want to look over these numbers real quick as Jordan Love, looking at my Packers since we were the losing team. He went 17 of 34, 260 yards this evening, had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, a QB rating of 83.0. Malik Willis got in after Jordan Love went down and did absolutely zilch. But Josh Jacobs had a great debut. One thing I got to say about Josh Jacobs is that in the first half, he had about 6 carries for 4 yards and was able to get another 80 yards in the second half. So literally a tale of 2 halves. That's the magic of Josh Jacobs. That's why I'm loving that we were able to acquire his services in the offseason, because Josh Jacobs is just one of those dudes where even if he starts off slow, he probably won't end slow more than likely, or he'll find his groove somewhere in game. So I'm glad that we was able to pick him up. Still a young guy, still got a lot of rubber on that tire, but he had 16 carries for 84 yards. His longest run was a 32-yarder. So, kudos to him. They're definitely a great pickup. And another reason why I'm really, really, really hoping that Jordan Love ain't injured, because I would hate to waste any of Josh Jacobs, time with the Green Bay Packers. Shout out to you, David. He says, is there any word on his injury? Just got off watch in the military, didn't have my phone. Oh, yes, sir. I definitely appreciate you for pulling up, David. But no updates as of right now. Of course, the game just concluded, 13 minutes ago, as of at this moment. So no updates as of now, but trust and believe, David, I'm a Packers man, so I'm not going to sleep until I get an update. If I happen to drift off tonight, I'll take it like that. But I am not sleeping until I get an update on Jordan Love. The history is when Canteens picks your team by double digits, it's almost always a jinx. It's almost always a jinx until it happens, right? But I'm not gonna accept that flow. I'm reading this book now about words. I can't accept that as a jinx. Respectfully to you, I will respect Canteen's picks. Now here's the thing: I won't put no money on them. I'm not going to nobody's bookie on the Canteen pick. So there's wisdom being applied. But I respect Canteen's sports knowledge. That brother knows it a lot. Again, if he picks my team, I put confidence on it, but I wouldn't put money on it. David says, I'm a Dolphins fan, but I have them in fantasy. Oh, yes, sir. Me too, brother. Of course, had to get my quarterback in one of my leagues anyway. I don't think I have them in the bottom line sports fantasy league. But, he was doing this thing earlier as well. He put up 2 touchdowns, 250 plus yards. So I know he racked up some points for you, but I have not heard any updates, and I got my Green Bay Packers app right here in front of me. So in case any notifications pop up, I'll be able to update us during this recap. If nothing else, then as soon as I get some news, I'll put it out some way, some form. But Josh Jacobs, again, has 16 carries for 84 yards. Flo, you funny, man. And shout out to Albert Flores of the Bottom Line Sports League. Very good, man. I love the Bottom Line Sports League. That's my second home over there. Again, Josh Jacobs had 16 carries, 84 yards. Good night for him. Emmanuel Wilson, our backup running back, he had 4 carries, 46 yards. Another fun fact, at one point in this game, Emmanuel Wilson had more yards than Josh Jacobs in the game. But again, Josh Jacobs was able to clock in, wake up in that second half. Jaden Reed had a very big rush carry on a Deebo Samuels type play. Sorry, David says, from the stats I saw, Hurts play like But yeah, Saquon Barkley had himself a great debut as a Philadelphia Eagle. Jaden Reed also to complement that big rushing your touchdown that he got, big yardage rushing touchdown, put up 138 yards on 4 receptions and also had a rushing touchdown. His biggest catch was for 70 yards, and he had 6 targets on the night. So if you had Jaden Reed in your starting lineup, and I definitely recommended that in my stardom or sit-em fantasy football segment earlier, I said put Jaden Reed in, man, because he is our big play receiver. As much as I love all of the receivers and tight ends for my Green Bay Packers, Jaden Reed is the biggest threat. I can't believe they call. Oh man, my Packers homies are hitting me up. So let me get this recap in the way, and I gotta get in that chat room. Romeo Doubs had 4 big catches for 50 yards. He was kind of like our quiet security blanket tonight. Tucker Kraft added 2 catches for 37 yards. Our backup tight end Josh Jacobs had 2 catches for 20 yards as well. Christian Watson, I also said start him if you had him on your team as well in your flex position. He had 3 catches for 13 yards, but that touchdown was what really put him over. Now, if you had a better option than Christian Watson, I definitely recommended that as well. But you just never know with the Packers receivers how many guys we got. Josh Jacobs did have a fumble, but it was recovered by I forget who it was. Devontae Wyatt or Bo Melton, one of them. No, excuse me, not Devontae Wyatt. What am I talking about? I forget who recovered the fumble that Josh Jacobs had, but didn't count against him. Quay Walker, Javon Bullard, they was out there doing their things this evening. Keyshawn Nixon was also having a big game for us as well in the tackles department. Jair Alexander and Xavier McKinney, who I'm going to anoint as our 2 best secondary players. Both got themselves an interception this evening, so that was a very good thing for our defense. And again, I'm not super upset with how we lost because we, both the offense and the defense came to work today. That's not always the case with the Green Bay Packers, you know. So it was a very impressive game, although we had to be the losers of it. Sorry about that, Dave. You said, what is your opinion on the Falcons? You think they got any juice to do good or they'll flop? Honestly, David, I got the Falcons as my dark horse to win it all. Actually, you know, to win the Super Bowl. You know, my Super Bowl pick. Now, honestly, I got the 49. Excuse me, I got the Kansas City Chiefs completing the three-peat. Me personally, I'm a believer. If not them, then someone coming out of the NFC. I got the uh, uh, 49ers. Again, I think that the 49ers could be on a bit of a revenge tour. You know, they've been up and down with it. I liken them to the Boston Celtics, so I think that they'll finally get over the hump this year if the Chiefs don't complete the three-peat. But if nothing else, David, I got the Atlanta Falcons sneaking in there and winning them a championship because you know how the NFL goes. You never know who's going to be in the mix. You know, and we still too early to determine anything. The Texans are your dark horse, David. Okay, I respect that. I respect that. That's not a bad um, that's not a bad dark horse. I just think that they're a little young, much like my Packers are. You know, as much as I love C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love, you know, nobody had film on them last season, so it was a little bit, you know, easier for them to get their production. Now that everybody's been studying you for a complete off season, you know, there's certain guys that you know in their free time, you know, they're studying your game. I'm pretty sure there's guys out there like that. So my only concern is I hope that CJ doesn't have a sophomore slump. And it's the same thing for Jordan. Jordan looked good tonight, but still, you know, only had a 50% completion rate tonight. Also had an interception on a very bad throw. Like I don't know what Jordan Love saw that on that play, but Reed Blankenship got him an easy interception. Um, but you know, for the most part, Jordan Love's still young. You know, so I'm giving him some time to grow, and I'm also trying to give C.J. Stroud that same grace. Reed, Goon's sake drinks on him. Okay, yes sir, brother. Yes sir. I'm not mad at that. I will pull up for that. I'm a Dolphins fan, but I'm 24 years old. It's been 24 years of life. I like that, David. It's been pretty painful. I would love to see them win at least. I got to witness the Marlins win the title, yes sir, and the Heat win 3. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, you've been around long enough to see some championship sports come out of Miami. So respectfully, the Dolphins, man, they my video game team, bro. I'm not gonna lie, David. I play me up. Well, I was playing a little Madden last year around this time, but you know that was my team, man. I would be racking up all kinds of points if I didn't play with my Packers. I don't really like going with the Chiefs, but you know the Chiefs was not a cheat code last season, so I used to run with them, and then the Miami Dolphins. Those are my 3 teams: Chiefs, Miami, and the Packers, depending on what the mood is that time. But yeah, shout out to you, David, man. Yeah, you live long enough. I'm hard pressed to say that the Miami Dolphins are, you know what I'm saying? We got to give Tua a little bit more time. Tua just got his bag, but we got to really, you know what I'm saying, give him some time to become a Super Bowl quarterback. I think Tua is definitely ready for the playoffs. Carolina Panthers are your dark horse goons to win the South and 1 playoff win. Hey, listen, I don't think that Bryce Young is horrible. I just think that the Carolina Panthers organization is horrible. So I'm not sure of how that's going to work out for him, but I'm not mad at that. You know, that's why I say I think that the NFL is the perfect, perfect. How can I say this? American football is that one sport that we have that you can't really predict anything. So the Carolina Panthers could definitely be in the mix. They could definitely be a good team. But I think you capping Goons because that sounds crazy as just because of how they're constructed right now. David says they need to upgrade to the O line a bit more to get over the hump. Um, I think though they need to keep Tua from throwing gang signs on the field. Respectfully, yeah. That kind of reminds me of that dude in LSU. I don't know if y'all seen it, but he was doing some wild, like, you know, gun gesture for a touchdown celebration, and the refs teed him up for it or flagged him up for it. It's like, bro, use an athlete, man. Stay in that lane. If you want to be all doing that stuff, go be I ain't suggesting you be a rapper, but there's industries and lanes for that. If you want to be a game banger tour, go ahead, man. I'm pretty sure there's some hoods in Miami, Dave. You can definitely tell us about. So nah, man. You getting all that money to be an athlete, man. Keep it cool, keep it copacetic. Goons laughing. Yeah, man. I think he capping on that Carolina pick. I made gang signs because he was concussed. Oh, okay, okay. I thought you meant like he literally. I didn't see that, but I thought you meant he literally was throwing up like Crip signs or something on the field. That would be wild. I'll be honest. But just recapping this, let's recap the Eagles really quick as they were the victor tonight. Also, I like to look over team stats just to see if we can see some things in there as well. But Jalen Hurts had an impressive night, not a great night. But probably a perfect game manager type night if you want to say that. 20 of 34, 270 yards. He was able to offset his two interceptions with two touchdowns. He was sacked two times as well, but put up a quarterback rating of 80.3. So again, just a perfect game manager night. He made some mistakes for sure, but not when the game was costly and on the line. And again, I don't know. We didn't have enough time. I didn't think 27 seconds was enough time on the clock for us to really do anything. But there was still some time left on the clock for us to make a comeback. But kudos to Jalen Hurts. He was able to do what he needed to do when he needed to do it. We got here Saquon Barkley, the player of the night, in my opinion, debuting as a Philadelphia Eagle. And I think this dude is going to be a problem all season long. In fact, I'm so thankful because I was kind of on the tilt in this one league that I am in, that we did our draft hella early. Like, I can't even tell you. I felt like the draft was too early then, you know what I mean? Because I think it was right as summer camps concluded. But no, it's like in August 20 somewhere, but it still felt way too early to me. But I'm so happy I picked up Saquon Barkley because I just had a feeling that he was going to do his thing. David says, I got the Packers winning the division. Hey, if Jordan Love is healthy, me too, brother. I think the Lions, I think they had a nice, good year, but I think they're going to return back to doing what they do, man. Honestly, and I hate that for them because they have such a talented team. I'm just not a believer in Jared Goff. I think he had, a good season. I think they got a lot of weapons over there, but I don't believe in Jared Goff like that. Yeah, the Vikings have crashed. Unfortunately, they lost J.J. McCarthy for the season, and they lost him in training camp. Him coming off the Natty championship with Michigan. I hate this for him. He's going to have to sit out his first year as a professional player, but free money, and it gives him a lot more time to learn the playbook without taking the hits. So it might work out for him, but I think they got Sam Darnold as their quarterback. If you could correct me on that, David. And that's where I feel like it's kind of over with for them. I have St. Brown in fantasy, so I hope they do good. Yeah. I wanted Amon-Ra St. Brown myself, so that was a good pickup for you, bro. I think he gonna probably be him and Brandon Ayuk might be battling it out for the new, that new best wide receiver because Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Respectfully to Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase too. I think they're gonna be in that class. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, and Jamar Chase. I think that's just going to be like the new top 5 receivers in the next few years. But yeah, that's a very good pickup for you, Dave. I like that a lot. And that's the thing too. I like what the Lions put together, but one as a division rival, I think it's a fluke because I've seen the Lions have little sparks before, and it just nothing came from it. But CD Lamb too. I knew it was another guy in there. I just couldn't think of it. I think of his name, but CD definitely. These gonna be the next generation of wide receivers. These gonna be the guys we talking about for the next 5 years, easily. So, I like that a lot. Saquon again, 24 carries for 109 yards. Again, 2 rushing touchdowns. His longest run on the night was 34 yards. He was impressive all night. I'm gonna make a little mention that I thought that Jalen Hurts himself had 13 rushes for 33 yards. He picked up a few first downs with his legs, so that was very impressive of Jalen Hurts. I loved how the rushing attack worked out for the Philadelphia Eagles tonight because I thought this was the exact game plan that the Baltimore Ravens should have used yesterday. I feel like they should have rushed a little bit more with the Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a what he only had 13 carries yesterday, and as you can see in this performance, Saquon Barkley had 11 more carries than Jalen Hurts, and that's how it's supposed to be. If your running back is your running back, let him be the running back. I love Lamar Jackson's game. But that whole running around with your quarterback all day, every day, that's cool your first year or two, that Cam Newton crap. But, once you got to get to the point where you are a pocket passer, that's the oldest rule in the quarterback book that even if you are a Russian quarterback, excuse me, I'll keep bumping my tripod. Even if you are a Russian quarterback, eventually you have to become a pocket passer. That's inevitable. You have to develop and evolve into that. If the Lions make it, it'll probably be a Mickey Mouse 9-8. Yeah, they could squeeze in there. We squeezed in there last season that way. I think we went 9-8 as well. I don't even think we had a 10-win season last year, the Packers. So they could squeeze in there as the last seed and definitely beat up on the Cowboys because that's what everybody does. And that's easy. To observe, we can take a look at the wide receiving core, which I deem as the best core of the NFL right now. Jahan Dotson, I just want to make a mention. He only had one target this evening, but no catches, no yards, all donuts. And I felt kind of bad for him. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I came over to the Eagles team for this, but in my fantasy football sit him or start him, I'm glad that I said do not start Jahan Dotson just yet because I totally 100% feel like Jalen Hurts was going to stick to what he knew, this first game, stick to the security blankets of Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. And that's precisely what he did. And I said, if you was going to throw an anomaly in there, it would be Dallas Goedert, which is exactly what happened. Saquon Barkley snuck in there as well. He got himself 2 scores. Not 2 scores. It's going to be 2 catches and also a touchdown. But AJ Brown showed out tonight. He definitely came to work. He had 5 catches for 119 yards. Also had a touchdown, and him and Jair Alexander were jockeying all night, mouthing off at one another. It was a good game. I was very entertained between that matchup. Reminded me of the old school matchups. You know what I mean? We used to see the cornerbacks. One of who was it? Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan. I don't know if I'm mentioning, but there was a little altercation between the Titans and the Texans, the cornerback and the wide receiver at one time. I love those little heated matchups. Yeah, I agree with you. He should be a passer first, and then if it goes bad, look to run every play. Yeah, I would say their O-line was new together, so maybe they didn't pound the rock. Yeah, there's a reason for that. And but the only thing I say is that I looked at a review of the game this morning, and if you're looking down the field, at least you could count. I counted at least 5 to 6 plays where Lamar Jackson missed a wide receiver, man, just like Zay Flowers wide open in a gap. There's the Chiefs were running a certain kind of play of that kind of the Chiefs defense, were running a certain kind of play. Zay Flowers was able to get, and he would be wide open with a bunch of grass around him. And Lamar Jackson is sitting there running it himself. I don't think Lamar Jackson has elite QB vision. I think he has the elite QB arm, elite QB skills, but vision, being able to see, plays happen before they happen, I don't think he has that ability. Then again, they have a 6'4", 255 back facts who can run 22 miles an hour, so it don't matter. I mean, that's the point, of it all, is that Derrick Henry must be utilized a little bit more. Derrick Henry is actually, I think, 29 or 30 years old, so he at that perfect age where he should have a little bit more left in the tank. Utilize it. You didn't bring this guy over here to watch the game. Again, Derrick Henry had 13 carries. Like, there's no excuse for that. I think Lamar Jackson had like 18. So that's just wild to me. But I don't think that's a sustainable uh, uh, program, if you will, that the Baltimore Ravens will be able to win with. But just looking at these other guys real quick, Devontae Smith. Um, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles did a great job with opening the game by feeding A.J. Brown and closing the game by feeding Devontae Smith, as he was able to rack up 7 receptions on 84 yards. And I should mention A.J. Brown's longest catch was a 67-yard bomb to put some life in the Philadelphia Eagles offense, excuse me. Devontae Smith had himself a big 25-yarder to help seal the deal at the end of the game. Not seal the deal, but keep the momentum for the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas Goedert, again, I said if you was going to start anybody in this receiving core, not named AJ or Devontae, then Dallas would be the only real option I would put confidence in, as I felt like tonight was going to be a night. Jalen Hurts really relied on his security blankets, the guys that he has the most chemistry with. So Dallas, have 4 receptions for 31 yards. Very serviceable. Had a nice play for 21, a big bomb. Saquon again was able to get himself a reception touchdown. I believe that was his first touchdown of the game, of his 3, 2 catches altogether for 23 yards. Very clutch. Kenneth Gainwell had a catch for a 10-yard gainer, and as well as Grant Calcaterra. I hope I'm saying his name right. Also had a catch for 11 yards. Jalen Hurts had a fumble. One was lost to the defense. I think that was picked up by who recovered that? Let's see. Let me see. I forgot who recovered that fumble. Might have been Devon Wyatt. It might have been Wyatt. I think it's Devontae Wyatt. But Zach Bryan had himself a good night with 11 solo tackles, 15 total. He also racked up 2 sacks this evening. Believe that was the only 2 sacks that Jordan Love. Yeah, Jordan Love was sacked twice. He had 2 QB hits as well and 1 tackle for a loss. So Zach Bryan was all over the place. And it can easily be mentioned as one of the key contributors to the victory tonight. Reed Blankenship, he picked up an interception again on a very terrible read by Jordan Love. Keon Mitchell made a great debut himself, the rookie, playing his first professional game of NFL football. He was all over the place making tackles, timely tackles. The defense altogether was good for me. Darius Slay, the vet, he's the one that put the hit on Josh Jacobs that ended up having him fumble the ball, but again was recovered by the Packers. Everybody else, it was a good team effort, I gotta say. Very good team effort. Reed Blankenship did his thing with that interception. That's it, y'all. So let's look at the team stats real quick. Let's see what David said. Lord forbid, Jordan Love prognosis is bad. You think Malik Willis can carry the team? No. He has the talent. He does it at his disposal. No, I don't think that at all. I think Malik Willis could probably develop, but nothing going on for him right now. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if there's any updates. Apparent lower leg injury. Again, that was the last. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking to make sure. The last updates, like I said, we've been live for about 34 minutes. I started this live about 4 minutes after the game, so it's been about that much time since the last update. So nothing yet on Jordan Love, and it's apparent. It's an apparent lower leg injury. So we'll see. We'll see. That's scary, but I don't think Malik Willis is capable to carry the season for us. No, sir, at all, David. I'm sorry. Trying to be as respectful as I can to his professional skills, but I don't think he's the answer at all for us. Bringing up yesterday's game, what did you think of Xavier Worthy's first ever NFL touch? I knew he was fast, but not that fast. I think that Xavier Worthy's going to be a problem. In fact, hold on, let me double check something real quick. Yeah, he came from Texas. So when I was living in Texas last year, Xavier Worthy was having a bit of a breakout year. He displayed that talent back then. He was one of Quinn Ewers' favorite targets. So I think that his skill set is going to translate very well over to the NFL, the professional ranks, and he couldn't have landed with a better team. Or a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. You know, Patrick Mahomes knows how to get the best out of his receivers. We've seen it with Tyreek Hill. We've seen it with Sammy Watkins. We've seen it with a number of guys. MVS, Valdez Scantling. Last year, we've seen it with Rashee Rice. You know what I mean? Uh, uh, Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys that no matter who is catching the football, I could go out there and catch the football. Dead ass. He will find a way to make me look better. So I think this is the best situation that a guy like Xavier Worthy could land in because he's a very high skilled player. Best case scenario, it just says high ankle sprain and gets cured in like 10 days. Okay, I appreciate that, Dave. I appreciate that. So yeah, I guess let me know where you're getting your updates from, Dave, because I was just looking and the last update I got was from 30 minutes ago. But if that's the case, then to thank you to the football gods. You know what I mean? Uh, but at the same time, I think that um, Jordan Love is key to any success that the Green Bay Packers are going to have this season. You know, let's keep it in the moment. I don't know much about Malik Willis as far as his professional career. I don't know. I don't know much about Malik Willis. I didn't even know who our backup quarterback was, and I feel bad as a Packers fan. I'm over here false flagging with my shirt, you know, trying to represent. But yeah, man. Yeah, if that's just a high ankle sprain, then that's gonna be good. If he'll be okay in 10 days, then that gives us 8 days until the next game, and then probably 2 more days. So he may be good to go for the next game. Because I would hate to have to waste any time with a Malik Willis. Jordan Love, as Jordan Love goes, we goes. But again, a very good game. Hold on, I wanted to look over the team stats really quick. All right, so for first downs, one of my favorite stats, I always say the team that gets the most first downs usually is the team that wins. It just shows that you're moving the chain, showing productivity, keeping momentum on your side. So 19 first downs for my Green Bay quarterbacks. We had 9 passing first downs, 7 rushing first downs, and also 3 from first down, 3 from penalties. 25 first downs for the Philadelphia Eagles. They had 14 passing first downs, also 8 rushing first downs, and also 3 first downs on penalty. Uh, okay. Dave says it's not the official update. Okay, I appreciate that, brother. I seen, but from the look of it, when he was walking off, he looked to be decent, putting a decent amount of weight on it. So it's most likely not his knee. He didn't get carted off. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, and that's what I was looking for too. In fact, one of our offensive linemen was down as well, but I thought they had like a gurney out there or something for Jordan Love. So I was so thankful that I hate to say it like that. I'm thankful. I can't recall who it was, our offensive lineman that went down, but I was so thankful that he got up once I noticed that it was one of our offensive linemen down. But I also, took a little breath of fresh air because it wasn't a gurney. So Jordan Love definitely walked off on his own power. That's a good sign, and we can only keep our fingers crossed at this point. But facts, I appreciate you, David, for your insight. Third down efficiency, we were a 3 of 11, which is another key stat I think is pivotal in the game. But the Philadelphia Eagles wasn't that much better. They were 4 of 14 to this evening. So neither team converted that well on third downs. Uh, no. Oh, third down efficiency, excuse me. Fourth down efficiency, both teams went 1 of 1. Total plays, Green Bay ran 58 plays. Philadelphia Eagles ran 74. For the total yardage, we have 414 for the Green Bay Packers, 410 for the Philadelphia Eagles. 11 drives apiece for both teams. Passing yards 251 for my Packers, 266 for the Philadelphia Eagles. But rushing yards 163 for us, and 144, which is, I guess that makes sense. We had a couple more contributors with Emmanuel Wilson doing his thing as well. I thought Saquon outrushed us by himself, but total yards 163 to 144 in favor of the Packers. But red zones, we went 1 of 4 as the Philadelphia Eagles went 3 of 6. Penalties really bit us in the butt tonight. 10 penalties with a total punishment of 71 yards. 7 penalties for the Philadelphia Eagles with a punishment of a total 57 yards. 3 turnovers for the Philadelphia Eagles. Only 1 for us. Time of possession, another key number I always look for in the game, is 27 minutes and 13 seconds for the Packers. 32 minutes and 47 seconds for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, as you can see, just a marginal difference in production. Again, that's just a sign of a good game. Both these teams came to battle, and I'm not mad at how we lost. I'm honestly, I can call this a good loss for the Packers. I think we will be able to build on this, but we will have to, make sure Jordan Love's intact, revamp some things, get some stuff, and figured out and go from there. David said, like I had a friend who blew his knee out in training. In no way he could walk at all. So at least in my experience, it's probably an ankle sprain. Okay, I sprained mine a ton and could lightly walk. Yeah, I used to have Steph Curry's ankles, David. Like, I used to always have some sprained ankles or some sore ankles or some bruised ankles. But I actually found a trainer when I was like 15, and he helped me get like some strength in my ankles. That's like a real thing. I think Steph Curry was on the same type program, of course, more advanced, but I started doing a lot of ankle exercising and getting my strength up. So when I played basketball and baseball in my junior year, I only played baseball. Only played basketball. And I didn't play either sport in senior. So, but nonetheless, I never had ankle problems since then, since I went to that particular therapist. But yeah, man, David, please subscribe to the channel, brother. I don't know if you've been in the chat before. I feel like I've seen your name before, but I definitely appreciate the exchange of dialogue. Did you ever play football? I played football 1 year in my freshman year, bro, and it was on the recommendation of my baseball coach because I was a pitcher. I had a pretty good arm. I didn't really take sports serious. You seem to have a good understanding. I appreciate that, brother. I'm sorry, I should have read the rest of the comment. But yes, I was a basketball player, baseball player. I snuck on the football team my freshman year. But I'll let you know that I went to a school called Bogan High School, and I can't recall the star linebacker on that team was like this dude, a junior. I think his name was like LaMarcus or Jamarcus, one of those type names. I just subscribed. I found your page because I was in full panic mode for Jordan Love updates. Yeah, I respect that. I love that, bro. Yeah, that's why I had to put it in the title as well. Because as soon as I got any updates, I figured there would be some updates coming out while I was live streaming, but I didn't see anything as of yet. And especially you, Dave. Hit me up, brother. Like I definitely appreciate the dialogue. I also do fantasy football coverage as well. So we're gonna be very busy, Dave. We'll just pull up to the panel. I do try to get a live in, do a couple lives in a day, and also do my podcast at night. So all day I do this full time. I'm very blessed and thankful that I can do what I love to do. And I'm so happy I get to meet people like you, David. Very honestly, because I've worked in corporate America, man, and it's like everybody I met, I did not like. I did not care for. I have a very unique personality, and I've always said that sports fans are my people. And that's the only way I've really found common ground with people. If I find out you're a sports fan, then all of a sudden we boys, we clicking. But a lot of time I don't really click with people, especially non-sports fans. You going live for Sunday night? Heck yeah, yes sir, yes sir. I'm calling games all season long. Now I do have a family man type stuff, but I make sure I arrange my day to make sure I'm open. But yeah, I will be live Sunday night, Dave. So definitely pull up. I forget the Sunday night live game. Who is it? Is it the Lions and the Rams, or is that tomorrow night's game? Let me look at the schedule. If you could put it in the chat, Dave. Let's look. Who is the Sunday night game? That's the Lions and the Rams. Because I believe we got some NFL action. Yeah, Saturday night, 2 NFL games. No. I lied. So no, I thought it was a game on Saturday. No updates on Love. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, Dave. Yes, sir. No updates on Love just yet, Penguin. As we're all kind of moping around as David, my good friend here. He's got Jordan Love on his fantasy football roster. So do I. Also, I'm a Green Bay Packers man. Also somewhere in the banner as well. So yeah, man. I got my Green Bay Packers app right here in front of me. Last update we got, Penguin, was, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put your comment up. Sorry, brother. Last update that we got was about 30 minutes ago. So far, it's looking like an apparent lower leg injury. And thanks for David for giving us his experience and letting us know he's been familiar with lower leg injuries before. So the fact that Jordan Love was walking off the field, he had some assistance walking off. That's a good sign that it's not a knee injury. Shout out to David. But it may be something that's sprained or something on the lines of that. But yeah, shout out to you, Penguin Productions. We are all praying and hoping that the young man Jordan Love is able to get up and go. Especially considering he's doing what he loves to do. Just got paid that big money. And again, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, so I know I sound a little biased when I say this. I think it's Commanders and the Bucks. Okay, yeah, we'll pull up for that. We will pull up. I was just looking at the schedule, but I got a little distracted. So the Sunday games. No. The Bucks and so the Sunday night game is the Rams and the Lions, Dave. It's gonna be the Rams and the Lions. Which is going to be a good game. That's a rematch from the NFC divisional round last season in the playoffs as well. We got Matt Stafford going back to Detroit once again. This might be his last hoorah as Matt Stafford. I think he's like 36 or 37. So we might. Hey, Payne, what's up to the channel, man? Sub to the channel as it's going to be nothing but Packers talk this year. I mean, of course, I'm going to be covering all things NFL, but especially our Packers. And you're right. I would hate for this to be a season ender for Jordan Love. I would hate for it to deter his season at any level because he's 25, just got the bag. I think that the future is very bright for him. So I want to see the best for our QB Penguin. You got to make sure, man. My Google search for the schedule is sort of funky. I'm stationed in Poland. Okay, Dave, you're a long way, man. So I'm Central European time. Okay, well, I got you. Yeah, the Sunday night game right here. I was looking on my other phone. Sorry, it's going to be a funky flare with this podcast light. But the Sunday night game is the Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions. And I'm not sure how your time is over there, Dave, but just put it in your phone, your calendar. It's 7:20 Central Time, America. That's what time the game will be coming on, if you wasn't aware of that one. But I live in Idaho. I'm in the mountain time, so it'll be about 6:20 my time. But yeah, for sure, we will be live and calling that game. All right, I just gave you another. So I appreciate that, Penguin. Appreciate that, brother. I definitely do. And like I said, I like to be a service to the folks that come here. Like the only people I get along with in the world outside of my family, my wife and my kids is sports fans. So I definitely appreciate y'all pulling up, and definitely will love for y'all's input. I'm 6 hours ahead of Eastern. Okay, so shucks, that'll be like 9:30 Eastern time. No, excuse me, 9:20. Because Central is an hour ahead of, so no, it's 8:20 Central to Eastern time. And 6 hours ahead of that, damn, that'd be like 3 in the morning for you, Dave. Whew. Yeah, 2:20 for you. Oh, goodness gracious. Ah, man, I couldn't imagine. That would be crazy watching an NFL game at 2 in the morning. Hey, but nonetheless, we can always pull up afterwards and or catch the game, catch some talk about the NFL throughout the week. Because like I said, brother, I go live as often as I can, definitely for breaking stories and stuff like that. So feel free, just hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm going live. You'll be able to pull up when you when it's convenient for you. I'm on the night shift though, so it's all good. Okay, so that works. That works. Yeah, you can just pull out the phone as long as your connection is good and tune in, Brand. I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, the Sunday night game is going to be the Rams and the Lions. Again, that's going to be another playoff matchup, rematch this season. Of course, the Lions put out the Rams last season in the playoffs, so will the Rams get their get back? I think this is gonna be the Matt Stafford show. I think this is gonna be the last little, but we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about the predictions and all that stuff. I also put up a lot of pre-recorded videos, Dave. So if you can't make it to the live, brother, I'll have some pre-recorded videos for you to check out while you're at the office. And you can catch up on that. I'm going to be dropping a lot of football, of course, a lot of NFL stuff, but I cover football, boxing, and basketball. Those are my three expertises. I will soon be talking some baseball as well, but baseball, man, I just can't commit to watching an entire game. I've tried. I've tried to watch an entire baseball game. And even back when I played baseball, would y'all believe it? I was a coach's son. Also, my godfather was best friends with my high school baseball coach. So it was like, man, they all tried to get me to go to baseball games, watch baseball games. I equate baseball games to golf. It's like that's the same for me. Maybe I just got some kind of ADD, some kind of. But it's like if it ain't no home runs being smacked around, like I love Aaron Judge, I love Shohei Ohtani. I guess I'm a little bit more of a casual, when it comes to baseball. But when I watched baseball the most was when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire was smacking home runs around every day. So that was the only time I really noticed. I gave my girl my notice of emotional unavailability for Sunday, Monday nights, Thursday. Hey, I'm about to. I got to screenshot that comment. There, I'm going to the. But shout out to my wife, man. She definitely she knows that I love this and that I'm pretty much dedicating 50% of my life to sports. It's just sports and family right now. So she usually works with me, but yeah, man, NFL is different. During we only get 17 weeks of this madness. Maybe 21 max with a Super Bowl weekend. So yeah, man, we just give us 21 weeks, baby. You're gonna get the other 30 plus whatever it is. Man, we need another press conference from someone because Xavier McKinney was the only one that came out and didn't really say anything on Love. I doubt that they have any updates as well, Penguin, to be honest. I don't know if players get, updates like that. They may or they may not. They may have to run some tests, so baseball is only super entertaining at the stadium when you're drinking in the atmosphere. Facts, Dave. And again, I kind of regret because I'm from Chicago, so my dad used to always get not my dad, my uncle Van, he used to always get free Sox tickets, and I never went to a baseball game as an adult. I've been to plenty of basketball games. Been to one, no, I've been to two football games for sure. And both of them was Cowboys games because I lived in Texas. But anyway, the baseball tickets was available. I could have went to so many White Sox games, but I just refused because I went to a baseball game when I was a kid, bro. My dad is a Cubs fan. I'm a White Sox fan, but my dad took me to a Cubs game, and it was cool. It was all right because we was in a press box. It was for his job. But man, my dad he was my baseball coach. So he was trying to sit me down and have me actually watching the game. And oh my goodness, it was so hard for me to keep my eyes open, man. I was just like, please, Dad. And I think Sammy Sosa was injured during that time. So I'm at a Cubs game with no Sammy Sosa, and you want me to pay attention to this? No, sir. No, sir. But I was too young to drink. I definitely had me a whiskey nowadays. Oh shoot, Matt LaFleur press just came out. Be right back. Okay. Facts. Appreciate that, Pang. I'll keep the live going for that. So let me know because I'm on. Let me see if I can pull up the interview while I'm live. Maybe we can watch it over. Maybe we can listen in. You can listen in to it, Dave, for sure. If they're streaming it. Matt LaFleur posts. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if somebody is streaming it. No, that's an old one. Saquon Barkley. No, they're not streaming. The post game reacts to Packers falls to Eagles. Okay. Let's see.
The game. I mean, give Philly a ton of credit. They made some big plays. Certainly, we knew the talent they had offensively. Jalen's a hell of a quarterback. They got one of the best O-lines in ball, and then they just got a lot of playmakers across the board. So there's a lot to clean up. It was definitely a sloppy game, I think, from us. I think there was, some uncharacteristic things that we did as a staff, quite frankly, and that trickled down to our players. And so ultimately, we all got to look ourselves hard in the mirror and find ways to get better because tonight obviously wasn't good enough. I don't know. We didn't score. I'm not going to make excuses about the field. It was the same for both sides. No.
What you was able to find out, Pang. I'm pause it just real quick. I wanted to definitely interject. They stationed me in San Diego on my first station, and since the Padres were popping, the base gave us free tickets. It was real fun. Nosebleed seats, but still fun, especially since they were good. Oh, okay, Dave. Shit. I know the Padres. They pretty. Are they in the mix right now? I think they are. They chasing down them in the Diamondbacks. The last I tuned in with baseball, I believe they were chasing down the Dodgers for that NL West. But Penguin said he's back. Is there anything that you find out, Penguin? Because I'm seeing the interview right now, but we haven't gotten through it. It's a 15-minute interview, though. Let's see if we get an update right and live in the chat from Penguin Productions. Penguin, I don't know if you make content, brother. Let me know so I let the people know to come follow you over there on your platform. We got 376 right now in the chat, watching in total on all the platforms. So I like to plug those who show love. Well, I didn't find out anything on the press, but I saw a Twitter post and said he is still unsure right now, which I think that's what Matt LaFleur just said. I don't know. I think I heard the press. The interviewer asked him, "Have you gotten any updates on Matt Jordan Love?" Excuse me, y'all. I need to get a nap, man. I ain't gonna lie, my eyes are burning, but I'm loving. And I said I can't go to sleep until I'm already running on a. Did I go to sleep last night? I don't know, man. I'm be so dedicated to chasing the headlines. But yeah, Matt LaFleur, I believe he said he doesn't know in that particular interview that I just seen. I think that's the one you seen as well, Penguin. It's the one that the most recent. It just dropped about 30 minutes ago. That pressure is pretty facts. When the conditions on the field is bad, it's bad for both sides. Yes, sir. The Dolphins complained about that Claimed about the last playoff game, but I mean, it was cold for the Chiefs too, not just us. Exactly. Yeah, I think everyone is insured right now. Yeah. It's still up in the air, of course. I think they got to run some tests. Of course, Jordan Love is a big money player, so they're gonna definitely go through all the NFL protocols. They're gonna go through all of the Packer protocols, whatever those may be, before they let us know anything, because and essentially that's their franchise. They want this guy to be healthy as well, so they're gonna do everything they need to do. So we definitely gonna keep our eyes and ears out for that. But Dave, you made a good point. Yeah, man, I've always said that too. Especially when you're on a professional level, man. At some point in your life, you've seen it all. You talk about college, high school, pee wee stuff. You've seen it all. At some point in your life, you played in a cold weather game. You've played on a bad field. You played against bigger guys. You played against faster guys. So when you get to the pros, it's like that's why they so a little nonchalant. You literally have seen it all. So I'm glad that Coach LaFleur didn't make an excuse. Although I will chime in and say that field was atrocious, man. I don't think I've seen anything that bad. It's like they was on ice skates, man. It was so much slipping going on in that game, and who's to say that Jordan Love's injury didn't have something to do with all that, all that flipping around he was doing. I mean, to be honest, it was so many times I seen a play affected because the field was so bad that it affected a play that it was affecting the game, honestly. You know what I mean? For the Philadelphia Eagles as well. That's why I'm glad Coach LaFleur, said what he said. But nah, man, that field was bad, and the NFL need to do better. Shame on the NFL, man, charging folks extra money to watch a football game, and not doing what y'all need to do to make sure the field is good, man. Because you got to send your own people out there. We ain't got no base in Brazil off like already. Then the NFL needs to send a team of people out there that are field experts and make sure it's right, or we not coming out here, because I'm sure the NFL coming to Brazil helps their economy. It's not just giving us more eyeballs, all that kind of stuff. It's got to be a two-way street, So at least it wasn't a snowball type deal. There's been games it was snowing cats and dogs. I saw snow for the first time here in Poland, and I couldn't imagine playing ball in it, especially high level. Does it get really bad out there, Dave? May I ask us how bad does the snow levels get out there? Because in Chicago it's ridiculous. I'll tell you that much, brother. I moved out of Chicago because I can't stand snow. I used to have to go everywhere with a shovel. In my last year in Chicago, I was 22, so I had my school. I had college, had my job, worked downtown Chicago. So I would drive to my job and ride on the train to my. I mean, excuse me. I would drive to school and ride on the train to my job, and just all my whole day would just be freaking trying to snovel and get through. Man, I hated it, bro, so bad. And I actually miss Texas because you don't get really no snow in Texas. Why the heck? Why we got to fly all the way to Brazil just to slip out our boots on the field? That's exactly right, Penguin. That's exactly right, man. Because that was how can I say it? Very unprofessional. The NFL is $1 billion industry. The Cowboys alone are making $10 billion a year. So it's like, come on, well, they're evaluated at $10 billion, but making about $1 billion a year. Come on, man. Y'all got the money, y'all got the resources. These owners be trying to get as much money as they can for themselves. But y'all got to allocate some of that funds to make sure your players are protected. Because like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if that Jordan Love injury was from the field being so crappy. Yeah, I live in Minnesota. That's what it's called. That's what I got an older brother that lives in Minnesota. Shout out to Greg. But yeah, he called it Minnesota. He from Chicago too. Yeah, I live in Minnesota and the snow ain't any better. Yeah, I can imagine, brother. I can imagine. Y'all, the Midwest winters ain't nothing to play with. Oh yeah, it snows heavy. Driving in snow for the first time was an experience. It's winter here, 7.5 months. Black ice too. Oh man. I didn't know what black ice was still. It was until I fell on my behind. Yes, sir. And black ice is something that you see often in Chicago. It is bad out there. I done slipped and fell a few times. I done seen a couple, you know what I'm saying? I remember my little sister slipped and fell. First time I ever seen black ice in action, because you don't see it. It sees you. You don't see it, but yeah, brother, please be safe out there. For sure, driving in that weather, because I don't like driving in bad weather myself. I'm one of those. I need perfect roads. For me personally, they played in the UK, I think, just fine. They should have had Brazil take it way more serious. Yeah, yeah. This seemed kind of just like a money grab for me. I just don't understand I don't understand why the NFL is putting their games behind a streaming service or a paywall. It's like, man, y'all get so much money from them stadiums, from the fans, from the merch, concession stands, alcohol sales. It's like I think the NFL is just at a point where they're so big, they make so much money that uh they like, what else do you get the rich man? More riches, you know what I mean? I think they at that point where they're making so much stupid money that it really doesn't make sense for us to try to tap into international markets. I mean, American football is an American thing, and I don't think really other places get down like that with our football. They already got soccer, so. And I know Brazil's heavy good. They're really good in soccer. I think our women's team, they go up against Brazil in the Olympics. I want to say this they did so. It's all for money. Facts. Penguin. It's all for money and it's ridiculous. I couldn't agree more. It's sad, man, because money is a good thing, but it shouldn't be just the primary motivator. And again, if you want to grow the audience, then if you want to grow the fan bases, you want to do that international thing, then give them a TV, get a TV network over there. Sending our players over there to them crappy fields and all that kind of stuff. I heard it's a lot of political drama over there. Like the players couldn't even leave a hotel room, so it don't make sense, man. NFL should be shamed for this whole debacle. I think the field might have had something to do with it, but Jalen Carter shouldn't have grabbed his leg. Facts. Montez Sweat was already going to get the tackle. Should have rolled out the way to help prevent it. Football is dirty, man. Those dudes, when they be piled on top of you, they be pinching you and punching you and all that kind of stuff. So, that's just within the parameters of the game. Football is a license to crash into each other full speed. So I'm not too upset with Jalen Carter because that play could have happened on a good field as well. But when you have a field that is crappy as that one was, that Corinthians or whatever they called it, it just gets to a point where it's unacceptable, man. You gotta get the conditions right, especially when you're a $1 billion company. I can see if you're working in a little studio like me, you know what I mean. You ain't really got too many of the resources to make sure a football field, is taken care of. But no doubt, if I had $1 billion and a couple million laying around, yeah, no, man, I'm gonna take care of my product. The NFL players, they're human beings, but it's still a product on the field. You get these guys training all year round, all their lives, and you're just gonna, risk one of them getting injured on this crappy field in Brazil because you want to grab a couple more dollars. Yep. Let me see. Took the hip drop tackle away. Next is the ankle drop tackle. I mean, that's a good point, Dave. That's a really good point. They handicapping these defenses, man. They've been doing that for years. And Tom Brady made a mention of that not too long ago. It's like you gotta let these defenses play defenses, or they gonna get the defensive players are gonna hurt themselves. Then what kind of situation are we in? Are y'all gonna care about the defensive players the way y'all care about the offensive players, or now we doing the discrimination thing? Now you have to train your sons up to be offensive players because nobody is interested in being shunned for doing a job. I get like they want the NFL to be international, but like at least make the field right. Yeah, facts, bro. $1 billion company, allocate a couple $1 million to make sure you invest. Crazy thing is the Brazilian soccer field is pristine. They should have tried harder since the NFL is coming. The NFL is becoming a monopoly for the country that's pretty impoverished. Yeah, that's true. And I don't know, man. At the end of the day, the only way to really to make sure everything is in line is that the Brazilian people should have their people that do the thing. The NFL should have their own staff to at very bare minimum. They should have a standard of what an NFL field should be and what makes it playable and non-playable, right? And then you take that standard and apply it to the Brazilian soccer field. So as good as it is, if it don't meet NFL standards, we can't do business here. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? We're paying Jordan Love $220 million. I'll be damned if I'm giving somebody $220 million and just throw them, to the wolves. Like at the end of the day, it should be a standard of what an NFL field should look like, feel like, boom, 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 all of that kind of stuff, all the science behind getting the NFL field right. And then you take that standard to every field. Now, let's just say they want to go do something in Spain, Italy, whatever. All right, we're coming over there. Y'all soccer field. Can you make sure it meets this standard for our game? Because you don't get the money back. I know the Brazil just probably hit a stain off this one NFL game. So you're gonna get the money back, and whatever y'all need to do after that, do that. But yeah, man, no, that field was atrocious. But fellas, I definitely appreciate y'all pulling up. I'm gonna end the stream right now, and not that I want to, but just to get a little rest. Get back up in the morning. I'll be up. I guess it'll be about 9:30 your time. No, it'll be 8 hours. If you're 6 hours ahead of East, you 8 hours ahead of me. So I usually get up and do a morning radio show. Dave at about Tony for NFL Safety Commission. Hey, brother, hey, they call me. I'll take the job. You know what I mean? Free games. Can I bring my entourage? Hey, Dave, come on with me. Penguin, come on with me. Let's go. I'm bringing the gang, brother. But definitely appreciate you pulling up to the stream. Again, I do a morning radio show as well, Dave. So if you are up in that time, about 9:30, I guess that would be your time. No. You 8 hours. So yeah, that'd be about, wait, I'm trying to do the math. 6 hours, 8 hours ahead of me. That's crazy. So noon is about 8 o'clock p.m. your time. If I go back 7 hours, so it's about 1 o'clock p.m. your time. It'll be about the afternoon. Do my morning radio show. So if you're definitely up at that time out there in Poland, brother, prayers to you. I hope you have a safe time while you're out there. Get on back home safely. And yes, sir, nice to meet you as well, man. I definitely appreciate that. Penguin, have a great night, brother. Definitely appreciate you as well. And it was a good pleasure meeting you, Dave. I go live every day. So definitely, brother, just looking out for me. We're going to chop it up. We got a long football season ahead of us. We're going to talk some fantasy football as well. Nice talking to you as well, Penguin. Definitely, brother. I definitely appreciate it. We're going to talk some fantasy football. We're going to sprinkle that in as we talking about the real life stuff as well. But thank y'all, man. Everybody that pulled up to the chat tonight, pulled up to the stream. Please like this video. No matter what platform you got here on, please swing by the YouTube channel and like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Let's chop it up. How did y'all see this game? How did you feel about it tonight? I think it was a good game. Again, a good loss. I hate to say it like that, but it was a good loss for the Packers. We got a lot to build on. And as soon as I get some updates about Jordan Love, I will have that video and or live uploaded. Dave says, yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Definitely one more time. Thank y'all. Be safe. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.